I'm sorry guys, before you watch this, I have to tell you that for the first half of this Q&A, I'm out of focus. I'm sorry, I just fixed it now. Please enjoy. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do my first Q&A. Thank you so much for all of the great questions. I honestly didn't think I would get so many questions, so here I am. It's almost 11 p.m. and I'm going to start answering your questions. Okay, so the first question. So looking at the top comments from my last video where I asked you guys to ask me questions, the first one at the top is from Natasha, and she asked 10 questions. Thank you. So what's your favorite mixed drink? I love a White Russian or Kahlua milk, however you want to call it. That is, I could drink that like forever. What is my favorite Sanrio character? I don't know if it counts. I think it's like Sanrio X character, but my favorite is Rirakuma. And I'm gonna do a Rirakuma haul soon, I think, because I have so much stuff and I just love that character. He's like, Rirakuma is the mix between Relax and Kuma, which is bear, and it's just, that character is me. That is my soul animal. A time that I've been embarrassed in Japan. So there are many. There are many, but okay. So this was really embarrassing for me and the person that I kind of did this to. But I was a university student and I was out with my friends drinking a lot. We were at karaoke and I really had to go to the bathroom, and there was like only one girl's bathroom on the floor. So instead of knocking, I just like opened the door, and this poor woman was using the toilet, and oh, it was just so embarrassing. It wasn't like a Western toilet either. It was like the Japanese squat toilets, and oh my, I'm sorry. That was so embarrassing. I'm sure it was embarrassing for her, but it was really embarrassing for me because I didn't even think about like if somebody was in there. I just like barged in, and yeah, like I'm sorry. Next question is from Sarah. So Sarah asked, what do you like best about Japan? So that's such a hard question because there really is a lot. The thing that I really like about Japan is the transportation. It's easy to travel everywhere and it's always clean and quiet. When I went back home to the US, I was so surprised about how bad the buses were and the subways, and I was just like, it was like reverse culture shock. But the transportation is amazing here. There's just so many things. Yeah, it's really easy to live here. Yeah, everything, like at least in Tokyo, everything is really convenient. So it's easy to go places. The trains are always usually on time, and yeah, like it's just a very convenient place to live. So Sarah also asked, am I still working at a Japanese company? And the answer is no. I probably should make a video about this, but I do not work for any company. I'm self-employed now. Sarah's last question was how long it took me to get comfortable living in Japan and the Japanese way of life. I think the first 4 months I came here were really hard. It was really hard to navigate the train systems. Now it's gotten a lot better. There is a lot of English writing everywhere, and it's not as difficult for tourists, I think. But it took me a while to get used to the trains and everything. I would say within 6 months I was pretty used to things. But even though I've been here almost 10 years, Sometimes I just don't get things, but that's okay. I mean, I get it, but sometimes I don't get it, you know if you know what I mean? Now that I've been here for almost 10 years, I can say that basically I understand everything. I know all of the customs and what's expected. Sometimes it's difficult though, because it's just different than what you were raised with, and that can't be helped, I guess. Shizuka Dreams asked, what are my favorite and least favorite foods in Japan? So, that's a good question. I love sukiyaki, I love nabe, I love okonomiyaki. Those things you can kind of make how you want them to be and add what you want, take out what you don't like. I'm not really a picky eater, so that's good. The only foods that I hate are not even Japanese foods. I hate macaroni and cheese. It gives me a headache. I don't know why. And I hate grapefruits. They just, ugh. And I hate grapefruit flavored things. And I hate coleslaw. And those are the only 3 things that I really can't eat. So Japanese food is totally fine. And Salindra, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name correctly, but I love you, girl. She asked about my worst job experience, and I know I've mentioned it before. It's a really long story. I think I should make a video about that eventually. I probably will. I just gotta make sure I won't get in trouble. Because it was so bad, and I would never want anyone to go through this, so maybe I should make a story time about that job. I don't think I can mention the company's name, but I think I need like a full hour to like tell every little detail. Tamara asked why I moved to Japan. I moved to Japan. I made a whole video about this. Like, it was like my second video ever. I basically moved to Japan for university because my friend was Japanese, and I took Japanese classes at a university and was recommended to a university here, and I just stayed. So that's why I came, basically, in a nutshell. Amadofu asked, if I could change one thing about myself, physical or non-physical, what would it be? So many things. For one, my posture. Like right now, I'm sitting up so straight, but I'm usually like this. And this actually hurts a lot. I'm trying to fix my posture, but it's really hard, and that is like the one thing that I would kill to change, because I just look like a slob if I'm slouched over. So if I'm ever slouching in a video, call me out on it because I need to fix it. Rosa asked what I miss most about my home country. So what I miss about my home is everything. People in Japan have a reputation of being really nice, but I think the people in Tokyo, if you don't know them, they're rather cold. So, and Tokyo's a very big city, so like people will just bump into you in the train station and they won't say they're sorry, and people don't just stop and have random conversations with you. That's one thing I really miss about being home. When I went home last time, I just remembered how nice people are there and how friendly they are, and then just starting random conversations with you while you're shopping, and it's just such a friendly atmosphere, and that's what I really miss. Tokyo Drew asked, who are my favorite J-vloggers? I like your channel, Tokyo Drew, so I'll link it down below. And I also love, I think Charlotte was the first J-vlogger that I ever found. And it was just so random. I was looking up gel nails in Japan, and her video popped up and I watched it, and then that's how I found out people do YouTube, basically. So she was the first like Japan YouTuber that I found. I really like Taylor. I always watch her videos. She vlogs daily. I also like Unrested. I love horror. I love horror. I love horror channels. So I really love Unrested's channel when he does his horror stuff. I love it. And I'll link everybody's channels down below. If you don't know them already, you probably already know all of them. But I've been out of focus this whole time. Rifubon asked how I and Japanese people spend Christmas in Japan. So I spend Christmas usually with my boyfriend and sometimes my American friends. In Japan, Christmas is kind of like Valentine's Day in America. It's spent with couples and not with your family, so it's a little bit different. Sometimes it makes me really homesick if I'm in Japan for the holidays, but I usually try to do something fun. So yeah. The way to celebrate Christmas is really different in Japan than it is in America. So that's one thing I really had to get used to when being in Japan. It's not a family holiday, it's like Valentine's Day. So Cherry Pie on Facebook asked me where I and my boyfriend will celebrate Christmas this year, and I'm very excited to say that we are going to USJ, Universal Studios Japan. It's my first time there. I'm really excited. We are gonna be there for 2 days, so I'm really excited, and it's my first time to Osaka also. I've been in Japan for 10 years and I've never been to Osaka, so I'm really excited. I'm gonna try to vlog everything, film everything, so I hope you guys enjoy those upcoming videos. Jasmine also asked on Facebook, is it stressful working and living in Japan because of the hours? Because of the reputation Japan has for overworking people? And I would say if you do not work for a Japanese company, like a typical Japanese company, you should be fine. It depends on your job. If you work as an English teacher, for example, you probably won't have to work crazy hours. You might have to work weekends. It depends on your job, especially if you work with kids. And people are just mainly free on weekends, and that's why they want English lessons. So that all depends on what kind of company you work for. But I would say for the most part, foreigners don't have that same experience that Japanese people do of working crazy hours. Before you get a job here, you can always ask if there is like mandatory overtime or if overtime is expected. And just don't take those jobs because it's not worth it, I think. I've only had to work overtime just a few times in my whole 10 years of being in Japan, so I wouldn't say it's a big problem. Japan is trying to change. I don't know when it will be changed officially, but some companies already started implementing rules like lights out rule, like at a certain time the lights will just automatically shut off and people have to go home because they don't want their employees to be overworked. It's changing slowly but surely. I wouldn't let that overtime thing discourage you from coming to Japan because it's a really good experience even if you don't want to stay here long term. Working in another country is difficult, but I think in Japan they make it pretty easy for you, and companies are usually nice to foreigners. They'll set up your apartment sometimes, they'll help you get a bank account. They're really helpful and really accommodating sometimes. Panda in the Snow on Twitter asked, what are my favorite Christmas movies? And I have to say, I know it's on every year and it's annoying, but I love A Christmas Story. It's like my go-to Christmas movie. I love it. I know in America they have it on like for 24 hours just playing on repeat, and I will just sit there and watch it because I love it. And it's just like it's just the best Christmas movie, I think. I just love it. And the last question today is another one from Twitter from, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Ramen, not ramen, Ramen. Ramen asks, what is my preferred Hogwarts house? And if I could have any superpower, what would it be? If I had a sorting hat that could tell me which Hogwarts house I would be in, I would hope it would be Gryffindor, I guess, because that always just seemed like it was the best one. And the superpower that I would want is, I would want the power to teleport, because to go home it takes like 15 hours from Tokyo to my hometown, and that is just too long to be flying. So I would love to be like Goku and Vegeta and just instant transmission. That's the power that I want. Oh, and somebody asked for an update on my creepy neighbor story. An update is coming because I have updates to give. So that'll probably be out after Christmas. maybe before the new year, I'll try. Please be patient, it's coming. That's all for this Q&A. Thank you for your questions. I can't believe how many questions you guys asked. Like, thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow in my next video. Bye! I was out of focus.